Hello. So I wanted to do a video of taking apart the caboose on a Kato starter set. My hopes is to install the lighting kit into it, but I haven't had any luck in finding any videos online that show you exactly how to take it apart. So this is my attempt. So here's my caboose. I already started taking apart the one side over here, and I removed this and this. And this is very simple. This just bends upward and it pops right off. This piece here had four little inserts, 1, 2, 3, 4, and they go into the back of the train. Let me see if I can tilt it over so you can see it. I'm going to set it like right here and zoom in. You can kind of see the 4 holes. There's one here, here, and then here and here. And that's where those 4 pins in this pop into. And the top these two just came right out. I'm assuming there's holes in the top. Let me see if I can take a peek real quick. Yeah, and there's 2 holes up there. I was very, very careful when I pulled them out so I wouldn't break them. Also to note on the back of this, when you pull this piece out, you kind of have to bend this forward a little bit to pop these pins out over here. Once you pop the bottoms, then I slowly work the 2 top ones out and then kind of tilt it at an angle to pull these out. So again, this is to install this Kato 11211 light set in it. So we'll see how it goes. Okay, so I'm going to start disassembling the other side. So here are the 2, this step right here. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to carefully grab this and kind of pull it out, and it pops right out. So that's all you need to do for that piece, is just kind of pull it out and it pops out. And when I popped it out, you can see that these 2 insert pins kind of loosened up as well. So I'm going to start at the top, kind of flip it this way, and see how tight these are. The ones on the other side were tight, so these are kind of tight. So I'm going to kind of be careful when I do these. I'll start on this side. There it goes. See, it pops right out. And let me kind of flip it this way. This one's a little tighter. When I pull on this one, the other one goes back in, so you just kind of have to work it. I'll try a different tool here. There it goes. See, it just popped right out. And then both. I just kind of notice you have this part of the roof that covers this, so you're gonna kind of have to wiggle it past it to get it out. Let's see if I can do it here. There it goes. It just pops right out. And so that's all I had to do to get that out. Now, I read for the body that what you can do is you can gently pry the sides to release the tabs, and then the top will come off. So I'm going to try to do that. So what I did was I kind of got my nails in here, kind of pried this open a little, then pushed over here, and you can see it pop right out here. So and then the whole thing just comes off. Now I'm gonna note the bottom here. You see where these pieces are, these molded pieces are. I guess you kind of have to orient the train to go in the right spot when you put it back together. So that's how I disassemble it. So now I'm going to go on to the installing the light. So here are the instructions on the back of the box for installing the lighting for the Cupola Caboose. Basically, you remove the handrails, remove body from the chassis, install compact springs into the open slots on the top of the chassis, insert the light onto the contact springs, and then reassemble the body. Now, and here's a picture, basically, of the caboose when it's uninstalled. Here's mine. Now, one thing that I did see, another video that was done at least 5+ years ago, is when they tried to install these contact springs, it did not go past a certain point. And I'm finding that to be the case here. So what I'm going to do is see if there's a workaround to either loosen this up so I can slide these in and then tighten it and see what happens. So in the video that I had saw online, basically they said they had to remove the wheels, in which that seems the case. I didn't know why at the time, but I believe they have to remove the wheels in order to take the weight off. So I will be doing that momentarily. Okay, we're going to see about taking these wheels off. So I'm just going to go ahead and put a screwdriver in here and loosen. I wonder if I loosen it, if it loosens this. It doesn't seem it. I'll just take the first one off and see if it loosens it. It's good to have a magnetic tip. Huh. Interesting. That off. And let's see if this will lift off. This right off. Set it down. See if I can pop this out. Yeah, it'll snap out. Let's see. Okay. I was able to pop it. So that's what it kind of looks like inside. Let me see what happens. Put this in there. So what I've discovered is that this screw right here, this screw right here does hold this piece into place. So I'm going to have to actually take it off to, like the guy that I saw before. I'm going to have to take this off in order to pop this off. So I will be unloosening that here right now. The screws aren't on there very tight, so hold that there. And notice the orientation of this and this. And I'm just going to put this down just like that so I know. Also notice this arrow goes that way too, and this one goes the opposite direction, if you can see that little arrow. So I'm going to flip it over, and now let's see if we can get this weight. This is a weight. And it just pop right out. So that's the weight that it's covering. And so what I want to see is if these can go in there, and then me put that thing back on. Oops. Okay, so what I've done is I put the car on a flat surface, and I've managed to get these just sitting on there. And so what I'm going to try to do now is put this back in, and notice that these holes here, and here correspond to this hole and this hole. So I'm going to see if I can just bend that metal contact onto the hole. And oh, even this other piece came out. So okay, so here is I guess the problem here is that this is what it looks like inside that I'm trying to go over. So okay, so what I discovered or found out was that I am able to snap this into place by just laying these on top, and then I should be able to screw it in. So the trick is getting them in without these tilting over. So I have to do that really careful. So let me go ahead and try. And those contact springs here and here, these pieces have to go in here. So that's where the challenge is. So I've dropped it in place, and they are on the ends here. This is where I want it. So let me see if I can press down. And so that's what I wanted. So I could push this a little more in, but that's ultimately what I wanted to do. So that's, I guess, the secret to these guys is you have to take the wheels apart. You have to snap the weighted part out of the way, and then you lay those contact springs on here, which should give you room to insert this, and those are the contacts here that have to touch those springs. So let me see if I can go ahead and insert this into the train here. be careful I don't break anything on the other end while doing this. All I can do is put it back together and see what happens. Okay, so I've placed the wheels back on, and I'm going to tighten them down. Like I said, they weren't extremely tight, so I'm not going to overdo them. That's what I can do to test it before I put everything back together, is put it on the track and see what happens. And I just put the short track together and wired it up. And as you can see, with the power, the light is working. So now it's a success. So now I'm going to put the rest of the caboose back together. So now I'm just going to snap everything back together. We'll start with the top. This should go this way. And I just use my finger and spread this open a little, and it pretty much snapped into place. So there you go. So now we will put the ends on. We'll start with the rails first. And I will do this side. Like I said, I'll just set this in. Now the trick is here is that you have to get this underneath the roof or the floorboards, and then gently maneuver this into place. It's best to push these into place to keep it kind of tight, and then you can come and do the top ones and kind of guide the holes in. The trick is you have this little gap here that these are going to try to go in, and that's not where they need to go. So I'm going to stop this and bring it closer to my eyes so I can see. Okay, so I got it in. So basically what I had to do was I had to get these in so it would push down and these holes would line up. Once I did that, it went into place. So we're good on that. And so now I can put the steps in. Basically, you just slide this in there. And then you just pull down. This little tool here. Yep. And that snap right in. So now we just repeat for the other side. Okay, with a little patience and fortitude, I finally got it in. So now we can put the stairs back in again like we did before. A little, we use a tool, it was easier. There it goes. Pops in there, press this back in there, and it's a little off. We need to okay. I'm gonna need to readjust this. Okay, well, finally got everything put back together, and so I'm going to go ahead and set it all up and run it and make sure it all works. Thank you for watching. Hopefully this will help anybody that's trying to do this particular Cupola caboose, and thank you for watching.